It was a chilly autumn evening, and John was driving home from a business trip that took longer than expected. The sun had set hours ago, and the road ahead was a seemingly endless stretch of black asphalt winding through dense forest. There were no streetlights, no other cars, just his headlights cutting through the darkness. As he rounded a bend, John saw something ahead on the side of the road, someone standing just at the edge of the trees. It was a woman wearing a light-colored dress that was completely out of place for the cold night. John hesitated, but he couldn't think of leaving her there alone. He pulled over and rolled down the window. "Do you need a ride?" he asked. She slowly came and got into the car without talking any word. John tried to make small talk, but she only responded in short answers, her eyes fixed on the road ahead. After about half an hour of driving in silence, John noticed the air in the car had become extremely cold. He looked at the woman who was shivering even with the heater on. He offered her his jacket, and she accepted it with a small smile. "Where are you headed?" John asked, breaking the silence again. She turned to him and said, "Just up ahead. You can drop me off at the next intersection." John nodded and continued driving. The darkness seemed to press in around them, and the road felt like it stretched on forever. Finally, he saw the intersection she had mentioned. He pulled over, but when he turned to tell her they'd arrived, the seat beside him was empty. The jacket he had given her was on the seat. Stunned, John got out of the car and looked around. There was no sign of the woman anywhere. He was in the middle of nowhere, with no houses or buildings in sight. Shaken, he got back in the car, wondering what happened. Later, that he drove home as fast he could. The next day, John couldn't shake the experience from his mind. He returned to the area. He saw a man that collecting firewoods. John asked about that woman from the man. The man paled when he described her. "She died 5 years ago," he said quietly. "Hit by a car on that very stretch of road. People say she's still looking for the car that she hit." John was speechless for a while. John left that road and thought to never took that road again after dark.